Right on. Just a quick video on the scales and arpeggios we were talking about. So with this one, we're just going to sing the major scale, right? So the major scale, we'll do all of this in the key of C, but you can do it in any key, obviously. So the major scale is defined by you take your first note, so in this case C, and then you go up by a tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And now that's important because that's the kind of the framework. Anytime you're in a major key, which is most of the time, that's the framework of notes that you're going to be singing within. So just being able to kind of navigate that particular structure of notes, because not all the gaps are the same, right? You've got a tone, tone, then a semitone, you know. So in certain spots you're going to be jumping up by 2 semitones, others by 1. So if you familiarize yourself with that particular structure of notes, your ability to navigate pretty much any song is going to be greatly improved, because there's a relationship as well between minor and major keys as well, which long story short, the notes of one major key are the same of another minor key. So for example, the notes that you have in the scale of C major are the same notes that you have in the scale of A natural minor. So so in other words, if you're singing in the key of A minor, more or less, bit of an oversimplification, but if you're singing in the key of A minor, you're going to be singing the same notes as you are in the key of C major. So just to do one to some degree is to do the other. So let's get into it. So I'll just play the scale first. And so just remember, when you're singing a scale as an exercise, just make sure there's no kind of ramping up. Should be. So we'll just sing the scale first, and then we'll do the arpeggios off of that, right? So the scale. So ideally, no matter what your starting note is, you should be able to sing that entire scale off at the start. So if we just pick a random one here. See, it's the same everywhere. It's just the starting point is the only thing that's actually different. So we'll get back to C. Now the arpeggios. So an arpeggio is the notes of a chord played one at a time, right? So the major and minor chords within the key of C are derived, I guess you could say, by taking the first note, the third note, and the fifth note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5. And then to get the next chord, you just go up to the next spot on the scale and then do the same thing. Skip this one onto this one. Skip this one onto this one. So your arpeggio for the next chord, D minor. So we got C. So we'll just sing these all the way up. So we got the scale. So C major arpeggio. D minor. E minor. F major. G major. A minor. B diminished, kind of the odd one out. And then finally we're back to C again. So let's just do that in a different key. Let's say we'll do it in E major. So again, the scale is going to be so E major, chord of 1, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, D sharp diminished, and then finally back to E major. Okay, so scale, then the arpeggios. So one of the advantages of the arpeggios is that the gaps are bigger between the notes, so that means the need for accuracy is a little greater, and you want to really aim for just hitting the note right out of the gate as opposed to Now, as I said, that may or may not be appropriate depending on what you're singing, but for exercise purposes, always hit the note right out of the gate. Okay, so see how you get on with that anyway, and at least just kind of even in your head, just sing that major scale and see if you can do a couple of arpeggios off it. So we'll go back over it briefly in the next one, and then we'll carry on from there. All right, I'll see you next time.